talk about everything happened on Tuesday. The 27th, the first game is the Lakers beat the Orlando Magic without AD. Wow, their record are remarkably close, 14-20 and 13-20. The Magic, they were on a 8-game winning streak. I think they lost back-to-back games now. Lonnie Walker, I thought without AD, he's going to be, play a few more minutes, have a few extra usage, but that's not the case here. So we could drop him, to be honest. If they got a back-to-back, sure, let's stream him. LeBron, 28 points. Yep, LeBron is putting up numbers, and he's getting closer to breaking the all-time scoring record. Thomas Bryant, 21 points and 10 rebounds. He is a must roster. He's a must roster. Field goal is insane. He's going to grab a little bit of rebounds, not a lot of defensive stats. But look at the scoring, the rebounds, a little bit of rebounds, and the field goal makes him a must roster with AD out. And he's going to maybe get close to 30 minutes every single night. Patrick Beverley with AD out, he's been getting, extra few minutes. Sure, we could stream him for sure. Same thing with Dennis Schroeder. And Russell Westbrook have a big triple-double, 13 points, 13 assists, and 15 points. Yep, against the bad Orlando Magic, I guess. Austin Reeves had 26 points. Just a streamer. If you're looking for some efficiencies, you're looking for someone who's going to hit some threes. He does all that. For the Magic, Bobo hasn't been, this game wasn't close. Otherwise, he might have gotten a few extra minutes. Mortiz Wagner is still starting, while Wendell Carter Jr. comes off the bench, who had a decent game. If Wendell Carter Jr. is on the waiver wire, he's absolutely a pickup. At some point, he's going to take over the starting job. I just don't know when. So for now, we continue going to ride with Mortiz Wagner because he's putting up pretty good numbers. His efficiency is pretty good. Hit some threes, grab some rebounds. Bobo, what happens when Wendell Carter Jr. start playing 30 minutes? Is he going to even get 20? He's close to a drop, but let's just hold and see for a few more games. Pablo had a horrible game. Had 5 fouls, 4 points. He's going to be better than this. While Fred Wagner had 15. I mean, all the other Magic guys, other than Markelle Fultz, 2 steals and 2 blocks is good. Everybody else kind of had a horrible game. Cole Anthony, 25 minutes. Cole Anthony, I think at this point is really not worth holding on to. It's going to take some injury for him to come in and play 30-plus minutes. Because Jalen Suggs eventually is going to be back as well. And without him, he's only getting 26 minutes. Let's go to the next game. The Philadelphia Sixers lost to the Washington Wizards, 111-116. Joel Embiid continues to just be unbelievable. Although this game was against the Wizards, so I don't know how much it means, but they still lost by 5. He was a plus 8 in his 35 minutes. 3 steals and 3 blocks. He continues to be unbelievable. After this game, he jumped all the way to the second-ranked player on the season. He kind of have a slow start. If you bought low on him, congrats. Maybe he's a little bit out of shape to begin the season, but now he's just completely dominating. James Harden, completely dominating as well. 10 for 10 from the free throw line, 3 steals and a block. Just good stuff. DeAnthony Melton played 35 minutes, but once Maxey comes back, he's going to play between 20 to 25. So enjoy him while you can. Also try to sell him to get any value back. Tobias Harris had a decent game. They all play well, but still lost by 5 points. Georges Niang is the only bench guy who got more than 25. Didn't really do much. If you're looking for threes, he could be a streamer. For the Washington Wizards, Bradley Beal exited the game with a hamstring. Yeah, this is not good. The hamstring issue has bothered him throughout the season. He's going to miss some time. Maybe I remember guys with hamstring issues, they usually just don't have a good season. Like Harden, right, in and out of the lineup. Mike Conley a couple years ago. Those guards, older guards. I mean, Bradley Beal is not that old. So I would try to sell high if I can. Get a top 35 player. If we're talking about outside top 50, then it's not really worth it because he could be a top 50 player. Small chance. But if you can get equal value back right now, absolutely do it. Or a little bit worse. Monty Morris, 7 says, oh yeah, with Bradley Beal out, Delon Wright could be a good stream. Delon Wright could be a good stream. 30 minutes of Delon Wright could just be better than Bradley Beal. The guy is a fantasy monster, Dylan Wright. Daniel Gafford, oh wow, he started alongside Kristaps Porzingis. Interesting. He had 5 fouls. If he's gonna keep starting, he's a must roster because the blocks and the rebounds and the field goal. Kristaps Porzingis had a huge game as well. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. Next game was against Joel Embiid. Maybe that's why. They need some bigger bodies inside. Kyle Kuzma, not the best game. 14 points, 2 threes with 8 rebounds. And Danny Advia, this game just didn't get the minutes there. That's the problem. If he gets 30 to 35, he's a must roster. But some nights he's not getting the minutes. All right, let's go to the next game. The Houston Rockets lost to the Celtics. Yep, 102-126. Şengün had a huge game last time around. Only 9 rebounds and 0 points. That's kind of embarrassing. He'll bounce back. Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. continue to put up really nice numbers. Jalen Green had 4 turnovers again, but the rest of the line looked fine. Kevin Porter Jr. had no turnovers. Continues to ball. Very good. Jabari Smith, 9 rebounds, 6 points with 2 threes. Yeah, versus a good team. That's kind of Eric Gordon out. Kenny Martin Jr. is a good stream, 17 points and 1 3. Yeah. Rocket squad this game, Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green, they still play well from a fantasy perspective. And then we look at Tatum and Jaylen Brown. 38 points, 39 points. I feel like the new coach really just unlocked their offensive potential for this Celtics team. They're by far the number one ranked offense. So this team is just extremely talented. They can be number 1 defensive team if they want, and they can be number 1 offensive team if they so choose. Not much to say. Both guys play super well and provided defensive stats as well. And then we look at Al Horford and Robert Williams' situation. Right now, it looks like they're both just playing in the center position, sharing minutes. Are they gonna start both of them together at some point this season? I think in some matchups they do, but in some matchups they're not gonna start. They're not gonna play together. So that's gonna eat into each other's value a little bit. But I think if you got Robert Williams, I don't think you need to worry too much. 20 to 25 minutes of Robert Williams is already top 30, top 35. He might have a few rebounds. You might lose out on 1 or 2 rebounds, but it's not a big deal. I think the blocks is still gonna be really good. I mean, 15 rebounds here in 20 minutes. It's just a monster on the board with 1 block. And Al Horford, yeah, we don't drop him, but it's getting kind of close, to be honest. But let's just be patient for a few more games. If your team is efficient, right? You're looking for those efficiency and defensive stats. It's totally fine. If you're looking for counting stats, Al Horford is gonna dip a lot with Robert Williams. Derrick White played well and got 30 minutes. Yeah, at this point we just roster him and just write it out. And Marcus Smart, same thing. 6 assists and 3 steals. And Malcolm Brogdon only got 21 minutes. White has been getting close to 30, so if he's out there on the waiver wire, I would also go pick him up. All right, let's go to the next game. The Atlanta Hawks lost to Indiana Pacers. Pacers scored 129 points on them. Okongwu, we have to stream this guy with Capella out. He had 5 fouls, not the best game, but he's legit top 50 player. Given 30 minutes, if Capella continues to be out. DeJuante, the assist numbers are gone, man. Early in the season, he was getting double. Now it's really dipped a lot. Only 3 here. Trae Young, not the best game, but still had 10 assists, 3 threes, 9 for 10 from the free throw line. Didn't shoot the ball well. John Collins had a huge game, but this guy, try to sell him every chance you get if you get a top 50 player. Bogdanovic, 18 points, a steal and block with 3 threes. Really good. He's obviously a must roster, but I don't think he's going to get 32 minutes every night once DeAndre Hunter comes back. But he's still a must roster regardless. Let's go to the next game. The LA Clippers beat the Toronto Raptors 124-113. Kawhi Leonard, yep, he returned home. 15 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, and 7 block. As long as he's playing, can't complain too much. Paul George played okay as well. Played okay, well, I mean, 5 threes is not bad. Zubac played 31, had 16 rebounds. And then, those are the big 3 of the Clippers. The rest of the guys, who play well. Norman Powell, 22 minutes, had 22 points. But just minutes is not enough, man. Batum continues to get somewhat huge minutes, 27 minutes. But next game, he could be getting 15, so nobody else is relevant. Robert Covington doesn't even get minutes now. So nobody's really relevant in fantasy, other than the big three on the Clippers. For the Toronto Raptors, OG played 43 minutes. Feel like that doesn't really help him. He's gonna get hurt at some point. 18 points, no steals surprisingly, but had a block, 6 for 6 with 2 threes. Pascal Siakam, another huge game, played 40 minutes. Scotty Barnes, huge game as well. They still lost by 11. All those guys, they put up some great numbers, and Fred VanVleet also exited the game. Fred VanVleet is another guy that just hasn't been good this year. He's been good last 3-4 years. This is the year that really he's starting getting hurt a lot, maybe because of the high minutes, and even when he's playing, just not putting up the numbers he used to put up. What are you going to do? Gary Trent Jr. comes off the bench, he put 30 minutes, yeah. He's also not as good as last year. Comes off the bench, it's not guaranteed he gets 30 minutes. And with Fred VanVleet out, he might get few extra minutes. Maybe he goes back to the starting lineup. We go to the next game. The Phoenix Suns beat the Grizzlies. That's good. That's a good win for them. Grizzlies, what's going on? They lost a lot of matchups. They lost on the Christmas Day, and they lost 2 straight. They were 6-4 in their last 10. They're still third, no worries. For the Suns, who played well, Chris Paul, just 6 assists. The starters, nobody's stats is really that eye-popping, and they were without Devin Booker. It's Dwayne Washington at 26 points come off the bench. The bench units really carried. Not really carried. Well, DeAndre Ayton is also a plus 17 in just 27 minutes. Torrey Craig, he's been putting up numbers. At this point, he's a really good streamer option. Had 10 points and 3 blocks. Jock Landale had started alongside DeAndre Ayton. Interesting. With D Booker out, maybe it's the matchup issue. They want to match up Jaren Jackson Jr. and Steven Adams. Okay. But, with Devin Booker out, Landry Shamet was also out this game. So Damian Lee is the guy that I want to stream for some threes. And obviously Torrey Craig are the options. If Landry Shamet comes back before Devin Booker does, you could maybe stream him for a game or two. Because he can put a lot of threes. He's a 3-point specialist. And Mikal Bridges, good to see him getting some defensive stats as 2 and 2 blocks. We look at the Grizzlies, another bad loss. Jaren Jackson Jr., 2 for 12. Yeah, offensively he's been struggling, but if we look at the fantasy category leagues, he's still the 13th ranked player. Pretty rough games in the last week offensively, but 2 steals and 3 blocks, 8 rebounds is not bad at all. It's not bad. I'll take it every single day of the week. Dylan Brooks, what's going on? Had 5 fouls in 26 minutes. Pretty bad. Ja Morant, another inefficient night, but still got 34 points. But man, he was a minus 23, while Desmond Bane was 0 plus minus 0, 14 points with no threes. Okay. But yeah, they got this Grizzlies team. They got a lot of talent, so hopefully they turn it around. Especially Jaren Jackson Jr. What's going on with him lately, offensively? And in my opinion, Ja Morant takes too many shots. All right, let's go to the next game. The San Antonio Spurs lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Their best player, Devin Vassell, played well. 20 points, 4 threes, and a steal. Keldon Johnson, 19 points and 2 threes. Jeremy Santra provided a bit of everything. This is a really pretty stat line. Had 5 offensive rebounds, 9 rebounds total, 4 assists, a steal and 2 blocks, 16 points. If he can continue to do that, great. Jacob Poeltl gets 26 while Zach Collins gets 20. Yeah, it's really disappointing to see Poeltl only get, basically at this point, not 50-50, but 60-40 sharing minutes with Zach Collins. And his block numbers has completely disappeared. So he might be a guy that in the fantasy playoffs you could drop if you're looking to win other categories. Because he's only averaging, 1 block a game anyway. Trey Jones had a really good game in fantasy. 4 steals is good, 5 assists. But the minutes is not there, 28 minutes. That's probably just what it is with Spurs guys. Nobody's going to play over 33 minutes. The most guys probably play 30, that's it. And then we look at Oklahoma. Yeah, Shea, man. 28 points, no threes. Sure, who cares? 10 for 11 from the 3-point line, 64% from the free throw line, 64% from the field, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks. What a game from Shea, and continues to dominate this year. Josh Giddey, it's been really bad. But this game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, and block is not bad. But come on, 23 minutes only. It is concerning. It is concerning with his minutes. They gave Trey Mann 28 minutes this game. I mean, he's still the future. They want to develop him, but it's been frustrating this year for Josh Giddey owners, because I think he kind of took a step back, to be honest. Jalen Williams, the minutes is there. I think at this point we have to roster him. 9 rebounds, still in 2 blocks. He's just started putting up better and better numbers. Although this game was against the Spurs, maybe against a great team he's gonna have a stinker, but the minutes seem to be there. And Lou Doria, just a streamer. Well, next game is wild. The New York Knicks and the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks were down by 6 points with 19 seconds left, and they tied. Luka was able to tie it. They were down 3 points. Luka missed. Luka had 2 free throws. He missed the second one on purpose. He was able to put it in. And his final scoreline is crazy: 60 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, and a block. What a game from him. And then we look at the New York Knicks. RJ left the game. I think the New York Knicks are better without RJ, completely honest. Look at Quentin Grimes. It's just one game, but he's capable of putting up great numbers, right? Emmanuel quickly is the pickup also, because RJ got hurt. And a bunch of other guys also hurt. That's why he actually started this game. So he's going to get 30 plus minutes, I think. 15 assists, that's not really his forte, but 1 for 10, he didn't have, he had a horrible game shooting the basketball, but he had 14 assists. Yeah, but we need to pick him up. We need to pick up Quentin Grimes. Maybe the Knicks finally realize that these are the guys they should give minutes to. Also, Jalen Brunson is out this game. Mitchell Robinson had a pretty good game and able to play 36 minutes. That's the key. 16 rebounds and no blocks. Wow. 2 steals. Julius Randle is going to have an even bigger role with RJ out for, I don't know how long RJ is going to be out, actually. So check. If RJ is going to play next game, Emmanuel quickly is probably not the pickup. But Quentin Grimes needs to be picked up, I think. Regardless, he hit too many threes. For the Dallas Mavericks, yeah, Luka. Spencer Dinwiddie chipped in a little bit. And Dwight Powell got the start. And Christian Wood is the power forward. He played 40 minutes, yeah. Christian Wood has completely came alive in the last 2-3 weeks, I would say. And this might stay. So if you're pounding free throws, he could be a top 30 player. He can really put up fantasy numbers. He can shoot threes as a big man, which is really, really valuable in certain team build, right? If you are like a guard team that you also want to add some rebounds, Christian would be perfect for you. With 3 threes and 3 blocks, actually. So good stuff from him. Tim Hardaway Jr. hit 3 threes, and Spencer Dinwiddie hit 3 threes as well. But yeah, I mean, what a game from Luka. It has never been done, I think. 60 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists. Because who gets 20 rebounds? Big man. Big man is not going to get 10 assists again. All right, let's go to the next game. The Charlotte Hornets lost to the Warriors. Yep, 105-110. Terry Rozier continued to shoot the ball. I don't know what's going on. How last 2 years been really good. Now this year has just been bad. And LaMelo efficiency is, you got a pound field goal with him this year. And he takes a lot of shots, 25 field goals attempts. And this game, Kelly Oubre Jr. was out. Okay. So Jalen McDaniels came in, played 26 minutes. But yeah, I mean, LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier have been rough this year for the Charlotte Hornets. Mason Plumlee, meanwhile, what a game from him. 13 rebounds, 4 assists, and still in 4 blocks. This is why we roster him. Even though it seems like he's the only option he got, right? PJ Washington had a decent game, but continued to just destroy your field goal every single day of the week. Gordon Hayward played okay, 14 points. He's a must roster, but he doesn't really have eye-popping performances. Just kind of consistent, efficient game. We look at the Warriors. Dante DiVincenzo, it's a really rough game, but we got to roster him. 9 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal. We got to roster him. he can really put up numbers. Ignore the points. 9 rebounds, 7 assists is great. Draymond had a block he took 7 shots. That's encouraging. 9 points. Okay, Kevon Looney played just 17, and Clay, 29 points. Big game from Clay, and Jordan Poole 24 points. Yeah, I think the problem with Jordan Poole is like he put up numbers. He can put up some counting numbers, threes, points, free throw, but in a lot of other areas it's kind of lacking. Like again, no defensive stats. 6 assists is nice, but 3 turnovers. And the young guy, Jonathan Kuminga, with everybody out, he gets just 22 minutes, and Moody gets to 13. So the young guys, they're not coming. They haven't earned Steve Kerr's trust yet. Last game is Denver Nuggets beat the Sacramento Kings. Jokic took just 10 shots. Sometimes he just doesn't feel like it. 20 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds and a steal. Because it was too easy. Michael Porter Jr. was going off. He doesn't need to take them shots. 30 points. Best game from Michael Porter Jr. all year. I think he's a guy that, hey, if he plays well for a week or two, try to sell him. Who knows? The injury going to creep up again. Right? This is a really good game from him. Jamal Murray, 25 points. Jamal Murray has also started ramping up a little bit. This game he played 38 minutes. Sure, he could be he's a top 50, 60 player, right? If he can keep this up. KCP, I think, could be a streamer for points and steals and threes. And that's it, guys. I'll see you